Lori Earl is joining us once again from the This Star Won't Go Out Foundation because, believe it or not, it's time for their annual This Star Won't Go Out's annual Shine Under the Stars fundraiser. It's a gala celebration coming up on September 12th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. And Lori, great to see you again.
Oh, it's great to see you. I miss seeing you in your uh, in your studio.
I know, I
But
appreciate the opportunity though to talk to you about this. It's an important event, certainly. How many years now for the gala?
well, our first gala was in 2016. We had a different kind of fundraiser the year before, and it was outside, and we had a storm with all these bursts, microbursts, and we said, you know what, let's move indoors.
Okay, so this is the 10th.
So this is the 10th. We had a couple that were online. I think we might have missed one year during the pandemic. We had an online event too, but having an annual event where we're raising funds for our mission, which is, of course, to support families that are going through the treatment and diagnosis of their child with cancer.
Yeah, and and I know I've talked about this over the years, and it's been my pleasure to help promote it. But for folks who might not be aware, if you could just talk a little bit about the foundation and how and why it got started.
So, as so many nonprofits and foundations do, it got started because of our own personal experience. Our daughter Esther was diagnosed when she was just 12 years old with thyroid cancer, and thyroid cancer is very treatable in women. But when a child is diagnosed, very often it's already spread, and hers had spread to her lungs. So, from the moment really she was diagnosed, we knew we were dealing with she knew that we were dealing with a terminal prognosis. And so just what kind of best treatment could she have over the years? And, it was a journey. When just after she turned 16, she passed away from her cancer. She had just finished her ninth grade year and at North Quincy High School right here in town. So she just had such an amazing approach and wanted so much to be just a person that was making a difference in their life. And we just really wanted to carry on that sense that she had by turning around and helping other people the way we had been helped while we were going through the journey. So we give away funds and other kinds of support to help kids to pay for things like utilities and travel and rent. We always that Massachusetts is great for helping with medical care, but there's so many other expenses that start to pile up when you're in the hospital a lot, taking your child in and out for appointments and sometimes stays. And so those things, you're there and all you want to do is worry about your child and focus on them, and you're sitting there thinking about bills and how are you going to keep up. And so that's the kind of burden that we try to ease through the Star Won't Go Out and the Star grants we give out.
Yeah, do you have any sense, Lori, for how many families you've helped or how much money you've given away?
We've helped over directly over 300 families over the years. Each year, we typically are able to kind of focus on, we call them our star kids, and we usually have about 30. This year, we exceeded that, and we helped a couple more than that. There were a lot of requests. And so we try to give it as a gift that's significant enough to make an impact and to feel it and feel the relief. So that's why we will pay for a whole mortgage bill or a whole rent bill or one this year. And one of the things that we tried to do was it's very hard as a child gets into the teenage years to find the kind of support that you need. Sometimes kids will age out at 18. So we also help kids all the way, we say from 0 to 26, because we figure if you're on your parents' insurance still, then you're still a kid. And so like this year we were able, a young adult who was in his early 20s, had his car was in the shop. He couldn't even get to his appointments and things like that. And so we paid off the rest of his car bill so that he could have a car to drive. So just things like that just help to ease some of the stress and the worry that goes along with. And we do this work through hospitals and clinics and social workers. So they will refer someone to us and we'll work with that family and provide that resource for them.
Yeah.
So it's been, so this year we gave about $35,000 indirect care. And then of course we do some other follow-up types of support to the families. And it's been, Esther, her journals, I probably have, if anybody's followed my story at all through the years and Esther's story. So Esther's journals are published. I don't know if that's in reverse on your screen or not, but it's This Star Won't Go Out, The Life and Words of Esther Grace Earle. And she kept journals from the time she was just, just like 4 or 5 years old. These are the covers of some of her journals over the years. I think I might have the fuzz feature on my phone, but on my computer. But she loved to write, she loved to draw, and so Penguin Books, Penguin Random House, published her journal in 2000, this book in 2014, which came out as a New York Times bestseller. So, and the reason it isn't, she didn't write it, we didn't write it, we didn't share it to be something that was, sad and depressing in any way. It's to show that we can all face our challenges and find ways to work through them. And it gives us opportunities to talk about such meaningful things. Esther was asked she had a couple of YouTube friends, John Green and Hank Green, who became big celebrities. And she was part of a community that called themselves Nerd Fighters. They're not made of flesh and blood, but awesome. And and it meant the world to her. And that was before everybody was online all the time, right? So so it was an opportunity for her, even when she was at home and sick, to be involved in this community. But they asked her what she wanted for her birthday. They would celebrate any topic she wanted every year on her birthday, August 3rd. And so she thought about it and came back to them and said, well, I really want it to be a day where you say, excuse me, I love you to the people in your life that you don't often say it to. So it's like a Valentine's Day for all the other kinds of love.
Yeah. Do the proceeds from the journal help to support the foundation?
They do, yes. So when we sell out the books, we're able to get them at a discount, and then all of the profits go back into the foundation.
That's great.
The book is, even though it came out in 2014, it is still in print and is available, not necessarily in your bookstore, since they come out with, I think there's 60 some books published every single day, or 600 some. So, but you can order it through a number of bookstores still.
And of course, Esther was the inspiration behind a book herself, right?
And then Esther was the inspiration through her friendship with John Green when he wrote his novel, The Fault in Our Stars, about two teens who meet in a cancer support group. He dedicated that book to her. And we all say that, he says that Esther was his inspiration for his main female character, Hazel Grace. In fact, they share a name since it's Esther Grace.
Ah.
So she had the same kind of cancer that Esther had, and, named her oxygen tank. But, the story that we tell is not a happy story, but it's a real story. And
Yes.
it's a story about adversity. And I mean, it's a story we all live, right? We're all our own heroes in our stories and have the opportunity to be, none of us want to be cowards. We want to be heroes. And so we celebrate the story because of the approach. One of the things I think is super beautiful in Esther's story is that so Esther passed away in 2000 and my mind is going blank. 2010. It's been some years now, and a year later, we got an email in our email box, and it was from her.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little over a year. And she had sent it through an app called Future Me that was to be delivered at a certain time. And she starts it off by saying, well, I don't know if I'll be here when this letter comes, so I'm sending it to my future self. And so she sent it. So she sent it when she was, so it was longer than that because she sent it, and then we got it a year and a half later.
Hmm.
But in it, she just talks about wanting to, not knowing what life holds for her, not knowing if she says here in her book on page 387, she says, "I'm not even sure if future me will even be here. And for that reason, I'm sending this email to mom and dad. Since if I'm not alive, at least I know this email will get checked. Man, what a way to end this letter." And then she says this, and it's actually on the back of her book too. She says, "Okay, future me, just try to be happy. Try to do things." And then she says, "Just be happy. And if you can't be happy, do things that make you happy, or do nothing with people that make you happy."
Hmm.
So,
Quite an inspiration.
we can be wise even when we're young, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think that story resonates for a lot of people. We've had opportunities to do speaking at universities and conferences over the years, and we all face grief and need support, and we know that there's an end, but we don't always ask ourselves the question, am I living my life well now so that I won't have regrets, so that I'm a story that other people want to hear about.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
I don't think I've ever asked you, Lori, does Esther, did she have siblings?
she does. She was the middle of our 5 children.
Oh, okay.
So we were well blessed. And so we had 3 girls, and Esther was our third,
Oh,
and then 2 boys after that. And her brother, who was just a year and a half younger than her, has had some special needs, went through special ed here in Quincy. And they were very close. And when we couldn't understand him or weren't listening to him, Esther was always his advocate. So she was a very caring person. And anyway, so what we do through This Star Won't Go Out, over the years, we've raised over $500,000. We've been able to give money each year to help certain families. And it's just been and tried to do it without a lot of red tape, so that families, that often families have 2 incomes and they're still struggling. So it just is impactful. Unfortunately, there are 47 children a day that are diagnosed with cancer still.
hmm.
The incidence of cancer has gone up every year slightly. The treatments are better, which is really good news. And things like, especially childhood, different kinds of leukemia are really well treated now and have fantastic life expectancy, and sometimes just cures.
Yes.
But other kinds of cancers, there's still a lot to figure out.
Sure. Can we talk about the event itself?
Oh, absolutely. I get so excited. I mean, I get so interested in sharing, the needs overall with childhood cancer. But that's why we do this fundraiser each year. This year, we're going to be at Break Rock Brewing, right at Marina Bay, which you cannot get a better place to be in fall. So it's coming up September 12th, which is a Thursday. So Thursday evening at 7 p.m., we're going to be gathering. We've got some great food from Cucina Mia and Aviva Trattoria, which is a new restaurant coming into Quincy later this month. And they're going to be there sharing some of their wares. We've got some amazing auction and raffle items, a basket from Free Jacks, a twosome for free from Granite Links, which is not a inexpensive item. So if you want to feel rich for the day, you get to go golfing. So we'll have some raffle things, and also some raffle baskets, and we have auction items too that'll be online. So even if you aren't able to join us, you'll be able to access the online auction this next week. So.
Okay, and the website is?
The website is very well. So actually, if you just go to our This Star Won't Go Out website, which is the initials, I should have something to hold up for you. It's TSWGO, which stands for This Star Won't Go Out.org slash Shine Gala. But let me see if it has a dash in it. I should have had that ready for you, Joe.
No, that's okay. I'm sure if they go to the main website, they can link to it.
It's one of the tabs right there, so
Yeah,
you'll
So
see it right when you pop it open. I'm looking at it.
the way technology is today, you type in a couple of words and it'll take you right to what you're looking for.
Oh, it actually says Shine Gala 2024.
Okay.
But if you go to the website, just tswgo.org, or just type in This Star Won't Go Out and go to our website, then look for the tab that's gives you the opportunity to be a sponsor or to just purchase a ticket for the event. So
Okay, and I know
very excited about it. We've got Annie Dow, who was on Mix 104.1. Is that anyway? She was but she's a local. She was one of Esther's friends, and now she's working with Brattle Entertainment. And so she's going to be our MC. We've got Edison Allrime is our DJ this year, and so it's just an opportunity to come and support families that are really in need, and not I think it's inspiring. It's not just to be that help and support to other people.
absolutely. I'm sure you get families coming that you've helped in the past, right? To continue the mission forward.
We do. We don't always have as close contact with the families afterwards. They come to us through hospitals and social workers. But over the years, we have gotten to remain connected to a number of the families, and sometimes they're able to come to the event too.
Sure. And I know years past, the attire has been sparkling, right? Want folks to really show it up that night.
So we give out, so much so that now we give out a little award. And so we have a sparkly crown for our best dressed, two of our best dressed partiers. So and we're actually raising the stakes this year. We even have a gold Titan to give to one of our winners of I think it's written into our it's something like chic. I forget how it's termed.
Okay.
But the idea is to be shiny.
Yeah.
Esther means star, and so we have a shining star theme through a lot of what we do, and everybody should be able to be a shiny star. So we want you to come. Doesn't have to be super dressed up, but come to shine.
Sure. Well, I really hope you have another successful event, Lori, and it's our pleasure to help you get the word out here in Quincy.
You're welcome, and thank you for doing this and so much that you do for the community, Joe. So, and you're invited. I know you're probably not a night owl, but we hope you'll come. It's the kind of event you don't have to. It's not an all day thing. It's just come. Oh, we have a caricature artist this year, so you can get a caricature of yourself that you can treasure in your home afterwards.
I don't know what museum that might hang in, but
oh well, it's always good in a bathroom, right?
That sounds like a lot
somewhere that you can hide it behind the closet door.
Okay.
So, but thank you so much, and we hope that folks feel that they can come. You can buy tickets up until at the event itself. You can order them online ahead of time. And there is a way, if you're unable to come but would like to donate, if you just click on the Get a Ticket, it takes you to an option to just donate. And of course, our website has that as well. But we, the money, we try to make sure that the money goes to as many as it can each year to help
Absolutely.
make a difference.
Again, it's the This Star Won't Go Out annual Shine Under the Stars Gala, September 12th, 7 to 9:30 at Break Rock Brewing out at Marina Bay. tswgo.org is the website. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you so much. Take care.